What is the biggest lie sold to your generation? Gen X are here. We were told that the boomers would eventually retire. Still waiting for that to happen while rapidly approaching retirement age myself. Don't act up in class, Johnny. It will go on your permanent record. Edit. Thanks for the award. I'll put that on my permanent record to offset talks too much in class. The war on drugs. Plastic recycling. I remember when grocery stores went from paper bags to plastic because they're recyclable. Literally everything else started coming wrapped in a ton of plastic instead of cardboard because it was recyclable. Single-use plastics were great because we'd just recycle the plastic and use it forever. Turns out it was just cheaper and recycling had nothing to do with it. Most of that plastic can't be recycled anyway. You will always have to write in cursive. Climb the corporate ladder. If you don't go to college, you'll die broke and alone on the street. Plastic is recyclable and recycled. It's not. Most of it is put in the trash. And if it is recycled, it's downgraded into that plastic wood, not used again as something similar to what it was before. Fat is bad, sugar is good. Medicare and Social Security will protect you. Based on how things are going, anyone with 30 years or more before retirement better have strong backup plans. You won't always have a calculator on you. Work hard for your company, and they will take care of you. If you work hard and accept lower pay, it'll pay off in the end. Growing up, everyone I ever met said to never get a credit card. The only way to buy a house is with credit, and the only way to actually get credit is a credit card. In my life, I paid off 3 vehicles early only to be told the second they were paid off my credit was dropped to a no rating because I wasn't actively in debt. You can be anything you want. Not everyone can become a millionaire, astronaut, and rock star, and professional gamer, and parent. There is a reason why some of us have the most boring jobs anyone can think of. Edit grammar. Duck and cover. Somehow hiding under my student desk would allow survival from a nuclear attack. All drugs are equally dangerous. All you have to do is go to college and you'll be successful. Though it was less of a lie and more just being wrong. Good things come to those who wait. Bullshit. Go get what you want from life or it'll pass you by. Don't wait. Do stuff. Edit. That's enough Reddit for today. Turning off notification. Yell into the void if you like. Do well in school and you'll have a nice house, a good job, and a family before you're 26. Nope. Edit. Thank you for the award. Hard work will make you financially successful. Weddings. It should be a huge wedding with a shit ton of guests we don't care about. It's a one-in-a-lifetime event. These things don't happen all the time, in reference to things like wars, devastating floods, wildfires, hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes, mass shootings, gun violence, terrorist attacks, and now pandemics, apparently. How many more once-in-a-lifetime freak events am I going to be living through? When can we have some peace and quiet? You can have it both. Parents can work, go to school, raise kids, have time for their marriage, and have hobby time. No one wants to work anymore. No one wants to work a shitty job for shitty wages while getting disrespected. We have credible evidence that Iraq possesses WMDs. Drinking an obscene amount of milk because otherwise you'll have weak bones from lack of calcium. Brought to you by the dairy farmers of Canada. That cheaters never win. Between the removal of the fairness doctrine leading to extreme and overt media bias leading to people living in echo chambers, phrases like fake news negating inconvenient facts and halting critical thinking, and gerrymandering being legal, cheating is obviously the American way. Sadly, few people even realize it, and when presented with the facts cannot accept them because generations of Americans were brainwashed into blind faith in the American system and its fairness. Born in the early 80s, kind of between Gen X and millennials, you have to go to university if you want a real job. I try not to hold this against my parents because it worked out for me, but it took me a very long time to pay back my student loans. I guess the key difference is that at least I was able to pay mine off. Anyone born even just a couple of years later than I was has it considerably worse. You'll be nothing without school. It'll be okay. Hop in the car. We're going to McDonald's. Not sure that it was a lie, but constantly being told since the early 90s that Gen X would be the first to not have it as good as their parents' generation was a fucking bummer growing up. Gen Y and Z, on the other hand, have been dealt far worse hands. And I say that as a Gen Xer. I find that it's an unpopular opinion within my peer group, and I'm always like, WTF, have you seen the state of things? JFC, give your head a shake. Edit, lots of good commentary from Gen X, Y, and Z Redditors. Putting it all in the hopper, I guess the biggest lie is that we were all told things would get better and easier with every successive generation. Seems the opposite is true. Money can't buy happiness. It's bullshit. Most of my problems could be solved by money, and I'd be so happy. Recycling is successful. Over 80% of what you put in your recycling bin goes to the dump along with all your other garbage. Bachelor's degree guarantees a good paying job. I'm 57 that we would all die in a nuclear war, Russia versus the USA, that the USA were the good guys in Iraq, Afghanistan, etc. I'd say those were the big two. 9-5. Get any college degree or you'll be poor. Get a student loan, the degree is worth it. Get a STEM degree or you'll be poor. Finish your master's, a bachelor's is just like a high school diploma now. Get a PhD, only way to be competitive. College is a waste, you should have done trades. Millennials have tons of student loan debt and a worthless degree. If you work hard, anything is possible. It helps but doesn't guarantee you anything. Trickle-down economics. If my doctor prescribes it, it can't be bad for me, right? You have it much easier. That we could retire at some point in our life. Human resources will protect you. They will protect their company. DARE said some guy would offer me free waiting for my free drugs 30 years later. Millennial, that you can do literally anything you set your mind to. Like, sorry, no, most people are not capable of becoming pro athletes or astronauts. And that's okay. Edited to add, I'm referring to the Disney-style bootstrap mentality that implicitly frames high visibility, low frequency careers as successful. Like other responses have noted, achieving goals takes more than just hard work, and success is way more than just job title. That house prices will always keep going up, and we should take on 30 years of debt to get one. There are a lot more old people than us. What happens to house prices when they're all gone? Doesn't matter what subject your degree is in, just having one gets your foot in the door. One, if you are super focused and motivated, you'll get a great result. No, you can't replace years of study and experience with good motivation. To find your dream and pursue that, don't do any other activities. You can be happy without doing your dream job, and you can change path during your life. You can be happy without evolving your passion to a career. 3. Choose your future right after high school, or you won't be able to study anymore. Better get a gap year. Travel, do little jobs, meet people, take time to discover what the world can offer. Get good grades so you'll get into a good university. Get your diploma at said university, and you're guaranteed to have a good job, and you're set for life. Instead of saying, work on your skills. Sure, work on your academic skills, but also work on your social skills, how to market yourself, how to get along, how to read the room, how to talk and listen to people, how to play the odds, and how to be in the right place in the right time. Also remember, 90% of things is stuff you have zero control over, so take a breath and don't sweat it. I'm lucky enough to have picked up on the importance of this. Many people my age weren't, and they're completely surprised that they aren't getting everything they want from life. The war on drugs. It has decimated the lives of so many people. Minorities are disproportionately incarcerated for their possession. My generation was taught that all drugs are bad, and that there is no use for them in the medical community. Science is proving that many drugs that were classified as illegal are beneficial for treating a multitude of health issues. It's time that we end the war on drugs. People should be treated for addiction in a medical facility rather than being incarcerated. Getting your car registered every 2 years. I should be able to do it once, BC it's mine, and if I sell it the next person should have to register it. But why do I have to tell the DMV every 2 years at my car? We Gen Xers came in believing it was all a lie, and we've survived by keeping our expectations low. Broad internet access was going to move humanity to a new age of illumination and knowledge. It didn't. Jinx probably that hard work will pay off. That companies are looking to invest in their employees. I would say up until the dot-com bubble, there was some truth in it. By 2002, it was more of a let's see how much blood we can squeeze from everything. My retirement plan. I'll never see a dime of that money, and I can't say no, I'm not going to pay it. Stop the Netflix, Jim, avocado toast, Starbucks, etc., and you'll be able to afford an apartment house. That working hard will guarantee success. That our parents, the boomers, would be better parents than their own parents were. That was a huge lie. After all of their talk of Woodstock and civil rights, etc., the boomers were the first generation to enrich themselves at the expense of their descendants, rather than trying to leave their descendants better off. You just marry and have a baby, and everything will fall into place. That nuclear energy isn't safe or sustainable. Fuck you oil and coal companies. We could have energy costing less than a cent per kWh, instead we're paying upwards of 18. By 200B don't even start with waste takes up too much space shit argument. You think that because that's what you're told. Read any non-partisan study on it. That to be successful in life you have to be important and exceed expectations. I think this goes for a lot of generations, but organic doesn't mean chemical-free. Cheaters never prosper is only true on a small scale. Yes, if you cheat on all of your homework, then at some point your lack of knowledge in the subject will catch up to you and people will figure it out, but on a larger scale. Some of the most successful people in the world are terrible people who broke the law and got away with it. Meritocracy, that the system will select the best candidate based on ability. Turns out they never tell you some people are born so far ahead they're starting 3 full laps ahead of you. And also their connections are thicker than the trans-oceanic cables. Get a job if you want to buy your own house. Motherfucker, I can barely afford a monthly trip to McDonald's. That we can live the same dream our parents lived. That world is gone, baby. Work hard, and you'll be paid well for it. I got lucky. There are so many people I left behind who worked harder than me and still make less than they need to live. I make almost 6 figures working paycheck to paycheck still because I believe the go to college and you'll get a good job. Didn't make a livable wage for 8 years after college. I guess to big lies. Go to college and be successful. The cake. You aren't going to carry around a calculator in your pocket at all times, and you better learn cursive because you'll use it a lot when you're an adult. Tattoos and piercings are going to keep you from having a stable income in a good company.